following is a presentation of WCYT Sports.
Laughlin the rebound. The clock hits zero. The Spartans are state champions. They avenge the loss from 2 years ago, and they'll take home a state championship.
Hands it off to Grant Raver going at the 15, down to the 5. Gets into the end zone for Homestead. 15-yard run for Grant Raver. Gets Homestead on the board.
Trying to get inside. Nothing there. Step back. Open three. It's gone. Tosh Curry knocks it down. Spartans win. Spartans win.
On your dial at 91.1 FM and online at WCYT.org, it's time for the action of Homestead Spartan Athletics.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We are live from Homestead High School for this evening's non-conference ranked matchup featuring the visiting team, the number 15 ranked team in Class 4A, the 16-2 East Noble Knights, who are coached by Ryan Eakins, who is in his third season at the school, and the home team, the number 9 ranked team in Class 4A, the 16-2 Homestead Spartans, who are coached by Chris Johnson, who is in his 20th season at Homestead. Hello once again, everyone. I'm Donnie Harmon alongside Matt South-Frank, and we are just about 15 minutes away from tip-off. But for now, let's start with the Casa Ristorante pregame show. And Matt, Friday night we saw Homestead shut down Concordia on senior night in an SAC matchup as they rolled to a 53-33 win behind Alec Rinsfelder's career-high 16 points. What are your thoughts on Homestead's performance in that game?
Well, it's a great defensive performance. The third fewest points they allowed all season, 33. That's pretty impressive. I believe Concordia only had 12 points at the half, so the defense playing very, very well. You mentioned Alec Grinsfelder, new season high 16 points. Other team in scoring for the very first time this season, along with leading the team in rebounds with 9 that game. He actually has 2 double-doubles this season. The only Homestead player that has had a double-double this season, so he's been able to score and get some rebounds this season for the Spartans. Trent Loomis, the only other double-figure scorer for the Spartans with 12 points. Luke Goody and Zach Kruger combined 2 of 15 from the field, total of 6 points between them. I believe Goody had all 6 of those. Zach Kruger scored a total of 4 points in his past 2 games combined. Goody averaging 7 points in his past 3 games on 8 of 27 shooting. Those 2 players really aren't playing the best for Homestead, which is kind of telling based on how they're able to keep winning when their 2 leading scorers really don't do much. They have other players that step up, which is a positive sign. The fewest free throws they attempted all season, only 4. Very surprising. Not too many fouls committed in that game. It was a low-scoring game for both teams. Homestead only 53 points. That's somewhat low-scoring compared to their standards. They had 18 assists on 21 made shots, so they were definitely passing the ball around pretty well. It was a great performance all around on both sides of the ball. Some other players I mentioned stepped up, but Goody and Kruger, they didn't have the greatest of games, but other players were able to help out.
And Matt, looking at this Homestead team, 16-2 on the year, they've really been at their best this year when they've shut teams down on defense, controlled the pace of the game. And when they do that, when they play great defense and control the pace of the game, it's going to be pretty tough for anyone in this area to stop this Spartans team.
Well, it for sure will be when you don't really score too many points on Homestead. They have one of the best defenses in the state. Concordia only scored 33 points last Friday. That's not going to cut it if you want to beat this Homestead team, who's currently top 10 in Class 4A. They're ranked up there with the best of the Indy teams and just some of the best teams overall in the entire state. The only 2 losses on the season. They really need Luke Goody and Zach Kruger to be playing better. In the postseason, they need to be the ones to lead the team in scoring. It's not bad when you have other players who score. It's actually very good when you have other players who score quite a bit, but those 2 players, Goody and Kruger, are the ones that really need to step up for this Homestead team if they want to go far in the postseason. We know Goody, he scored 31 points in a game this season. It was a very high-pressure moment in the SAC Holiday Tournament Championship game against Snyder back when Snyder seemed unbeatable. The Homestead shut him down on defense. They played really well in that one. Like I mentioned, it's nice to see some other players step up for Homestead, such as Alec Grinsfelder and Trent Loomis, but their offensive identity is with Goody and Kruger. And the defense is what's going to take Homestead on a deep postseason run. They don't have the most flashiest offense in the conference. They're about the middle of the pack in terms of offensive points scored, but I mentioned they're one of the best defenses in the state, top 15 or so, only allow about 43 points per game. So it's going to be really tough to beat this Homestead team come postseason time.
It's definitely going to be interesting to see how far the Spartan team can go. And that's going to take us to our first break of the night. But when we come back, we'll take a look into what we will see from the East Noble Knights. So stay tuned. You're listening to the home of Homestead Spartan basketball, the Point 91 FM.
Homestead athletic coverage on the Point 91 FM is brought to you by
Arby's at Coventry, located at 5755 Falls Drive across from Zesto's. Arby's is more than roast beef, with turkey, ham, brisket, bacon, and chicken tenders. Arby's has the meats. Arby's at Coventry is open for breakfast at 6 a.m. all the way to midnight. To find more information, find Arby's on social media and online at arbys.com.
Casa Italian Restaurants, with 4 Fort Wayne locations: West Jefferson Boulevard, DuPont Road, Parnell Avenue, and Stellhorn Road. Featuring Fort Wayne's famous Casa Burro salad, wood-burning brick oven pizzas, and over 30 pasta selections. Dine-in or carry-out available, or let Casa cater your next special occasion. Online at CasaRestaurants.com. Follow Casa on Facebook and Twitter. Casa Italian Restaurants, a proud sponsor of WCYT Sports Broadcasts.
Marco's Pizza, located at 10345 Illinois Road, inside the shops of Scott Road. Marco's specializes in pizza, cheesy bread, subs, salads, and many other menu items. You can place an order for delivery or carryout by calling 625-6800. That number once again is 625-6800. You can also order online at marcos.com. Thank you, Marcos, for supporting the .91 FM and being a proud sponsor of Homestead High School athletics coverage on our station.
Moe's Southwest Grill, located at 6739 West Jefferson Boulevard, next to Dunkin' Donuts Baskin-Robbins. You can contact Moe's by calling 969-MOE's, or for catering, that number is 969-EATS. Moe's specializes in southwestern foods like burritos, tacos, and nachos with no microwaves or freezers. You can visit Moe's online at moes.com. Thank you, Moe's, for supporting the .91 FM and being a proud sponsor of Homestead athletic coverage on our station.
Homestead athletic coverage on the .91 FM is brought to you by
Arby's at Coventry, located at 5755 Falls Drive across from Zesto's. Arby's is more than roast beef, with turkey, ham, brisket, bacon, and chicken tenders. Arby's has the meats. Arby's at Coventry is open for breakfast at 6 a.m. all the way to midnight. To find more information, find Arby's on social media and online at arbys.com.
Casa Italian Restaurants, with 4 Fort Wayne locations: West Jefferson Boulevard, DuPont Road, Parnell Avenue, and Stellhorn Road. Featuring Fort Wayne's famous Casa Burro salad, wood-burning brick oven pizzas, and over 30 pasta selections. Dine-in or carry-out available, or let Casa cater your next special occasion. Online at CasaRestaurants.com. Follow Casa on Facebook and Twitter. Casa Italian Restaurants, a proud sponsor of WCYT Sports Broadcasts.
Marco's Pizza, located at 10345 Illinois Road, inside the shops of Scott Road. Marco's specializes in pizza, cheesy bread, subs, salads, and many other menu items. You can place an order for delivery or carryout by calling 625-6800. That number once again is 625-6800. You can also order online at marcos.com. Thank you, Marcos, for supporting the .91 FM and being a proud sponsor of Homestead High School athletics coverage on our station.
Moe's Southwest Grill, located at 6739 West Jefferson Boulevard, next to Dunkin' Donuts Baskin-Robbins. You can contact Moe's by calling 969-MOE's, or for catering, that number is 969-EATS. Moe's specializes in southwestern foods like burritos, tacos, and nachos with no microwaves or freezers. You can visit Moe's online at moes.com. Thank you, Moe's, for supporting the .91 FM and being a proud sponsor of Homestead athletic coverage on our station.
And now, let's head back out to the gymnasium for more Homestead Spartan boys basketball, right here on the .91 FM.
Welcome back live to Homestead High School for this evening's non-conference matchup featuring the number 12 ranked Homestead Spartans and the number 15 East Noble Knights. I'm Donnie Harmon alongside Matt Salfrank, continuing on here in this Casa Ristorante pregame show. And Matt, this East Noble team is a talented one, led by 6'8" Akron commit Ali and Brent Cox inside, along with some talented guards including Hayden Jones and Nate Dixon. They've won 13 straight, and it's going to be a very tough game for Homestead tonight.
For sure it is. They're one of the best complete teams Homestead has faced all season. Probably the toughest game since they took on Class 1A number 1 Blackhawk Christian. I know they lost to Northern, but they've really struggled in the non-conference. Blackhawk Christian has proved to be one of the best teams in the area. Only 2 losses on the season, 1 coming to Homestead. And even though Homestead has lost 2 games in the conference, they dominate the non-conference, going 7-0 against non-SAC opponents. And you mentioned this East Noble team has some very good players. Ali, 6'8" senior, 16.7 points per game, leads the team in that category. Only 5 rebounds per game. He's pretty tall. He's 6'8". I'm very shocked by that. It's not the greatest rebounder, but they have some other players to make up for that. Brett Cox, 6'6" senior, so quite a few seniors on this East Noble team. He averages nearly 15 points a game. He averages 10.5 rebounds per game, leads the team in that category. East Noble, you mentioned they're on a 13-game winning streak, 16-2 overall on the season. One of those losses came on November 27th to Snyder by 3 points, and that's back when people were really buying into Snyder, and that's when even I thought that Snyder was probably one of the best teams in the area. The only other loss coming on the road to Northridge by 5 points back on December 6th. So this team has not lost for quite some time. They're one of the best teams in the area. They're ranked actually this week 15th overall in Class 4A. Homestead back into the top 10 again. They're currently ranked 9th in Class 4A. So this should be a very, very good game. Regardless of who wins, these two teams are some of the best in the area.
We're going to take another break. When we come back, you'll get the chance to hear my sit-down with Homestead head coach Chris Johnson, so stay tuned. You're listening to the home of Homestead Spartan basketball, the Point 91 FM.
Homestead athletic coverage on the Point 91 FM is brought to you by
Marco's Pizza, located at 1345 Illinois Road, inside the shops of Scott Road. Marco's specializes in pizza, cheesy bread, subs, salads, and many other menu items. You can place an order for delivery or carry out by calling 625-6800. That number once again is 625-6800. You can also order online at marcos.com. Thank you, Marcos, for supporting the Point 91 FM and being a proud sponsor of Homestead High School athletics coverage on our station.
Welcome back to the Casa Ristorante pregame show. I'm now joined by Homestead Spartan head basketball coach Chris Johnson. And Coach, last time we saw your team in action was this past Friday on senior night in a game which you won against Concordia 53-33. Can you give us some of your thoughts on your team's performance in that game?
Well, again, very proud of our kids defensively, what we're doing. We're really bottling people up, making them take tough shots, contesting shots. So very proud of our kids, especially on the defensive end. You know, offensively, I've always said that, we're going to find people who can shoot the basketball, and we're finding that, even when they're taking Kruger and Goody away and making it difficult on them, other people are stepping up, and that's what you need to have a good ball club.
In that game, we saw Luke Goody and Zach Kruger have off nights once again, but your team did miss a stride as other players such as Alec Rinsfelder, who had a career high in points, really stepped their game up. What can you say about the way a lot of your role players that were just role players earlier in the year have really been stepping their game up as of late and leading your team to success?
Well, and that's what you need. You need players to step up, do their job. I knew from the get-go that they were good players, and now it's just a matter of, finding that confidence, getting used to the speed, getting used to the strength of varsity basketball. Back in November, would I be sitting here saying they're going to be having that type of season? And I'd say, yeah. I mean, I felt that way. I see a lot of good in these kids with what they can do skill-wise. And, then it's just a matter of finding that confidence and understanding what their role is. And, we're very fortunate. We have great kids part of this program that's leading us to a very good season this year.
Coach Chris Johnson joins me here in the pregame show, and once again we saw your team hold another team's offense well below their season average, as Concordia was able to muster just 33 points in that game. What can you say about the way your team has bought into the defense this year?
Well, and that's the fun thing about it. Our kids really buying in on the defensive end, getting down low, knowing what they're supposed to do, knowing where they're supposed to be, contesting shots. Kudos to them. Kudos to, everything that they are doing to put themselves into this position to be successful.
And tonight you have a very tough task against the East Noble Knights, primarily in the paint as they're led by bigs Ali and Brent Cox. How do you try and stop a pair of dominant bigs like them inside?
Well, it's going to be difficult. They have a very good ball club up in East Noble, and, we're going to have to make sure that, we're really dialed in. We're focused. What we need to do as far as on the defensive end, keep them off the boards. And then on the offensive end, just make sure that we're continuing to play at our pace and do the things we need to do to win these games.
Once again, I'm joined by Coach Chris Johnson here in the pregame show. And outside of Ali and Brent Cox, who I previously mentioned, this is still a very solid East Noble team. What else do you know about this year's night squad?
Well, I mean, they've got a great point guard in Jones. They got shooters on the outside. So they are, a well-balanced ball club. And, we have our work cut out for us tonight. We know that, they're wanting to come in and knock us off. And, this is going to get us prepared hopefully for sectional time. We have, tonight and just like a week and a half left. We have a very tough game against Carroll. Right now, we're focused everything on East Noble with what we can do tonight to hopefully get ourselves, prepared. It's going to be very similar teams as far as, tonight and what, Carroll has on Friday. So, I mean, it's a good setup for us to see, what we can do tonight and this week.
Finally, Coach, can we get a few keys to a Homestead Spartan victory tonight?
Well, continue on that defensive end. Make sure that we're, holding teams lower than, what they're averaging, contesting those shots, and then, offensively, like I said, make sure that we're taking high percentage shots. Let the game come to us. Don't rush anything.
All right, Coach, thanks and good luck this evening. We'll be back with more of the Casa Restaurante pregame show leading up to tip-off of tonight's game. It's Homestead and East Noble right here on your Spartan Sports Source, the .91 FM.
Arby's at Coventry, located at 5755 Falls Drive across from Zestos. Arby's is more than roast beef with turkey, ham, brisket, bacon, chicken tenders. Arby's has the meats. Arby's at Coventry is open for breakfast at 6 a.m. all the way to midnight. To find more information, find Arby's on social media and online at arbys.com.
And now, let's head back out to the gymnasium for more Homestead Spartan boys basketball, right here on the .91 FM.
Welcome back to Homestead High School as we get ready for this non-conference clash between Homestead and East Noble. I'm Donnie Harmon alongside Matt Salfrank, and we continue on here in the Casa Restaurante pregame show. Matt, as we take a look around the area, what other games tonight catch your interest?
Well, outside of this one, between two top 15 teams in Class 4, there really aren't too many good games on tonight. You have a 10-9 Concordia team that only scored 33 points last Friday against Homestead, traveling to take on DeKalb, 5-11 on the season. I expect Concordia to win that one pretty easily. You have a 5-11 Leo team at Bishop Dwenger. Dwenger is an 8-9 record, but they're one of the two teams to beat Homestead in the SAC regular season, although Homestead did beat them in the SAC Holiday Tournament. You have probably the worst game of the night, a 1-17 South Adams at Wayne. Wayne's 10-9, but they're very, very good. But that South Adams team, they lost to Northside. Northside doesn't have too many wins, so not too many good games on tonight.
And looking at some starting lineups here for the East Noble Knights. In the backcourt, it'll be the junior point guard Hayden Jones, averages just under 10 a game, leads the team in assists and steals. Also in the backcourt, joining him, it'll be the junior guard Nate Dixon, 10 points per game, leads the team in three-point shooting, 47 of 100 on the year, good for 47%. Then in the front court, it'll be the 6'4 senior forward Michael Bender, averages just under 5 a game, close to 7 rebounds actually. Also down low, the 6'6 senior center Brent Cox, just under 15 points per game, 10.5 rebounds. And then the 6'8 senior forward, this Akron commit, Ali, 16.7 points, 5.2 boards, 5.4 assists. So a very balanced lineup for East Noble. Then for Homestead, will be the usual lineup of Zach Kruger, Zach Bratmiller, Luke Goody, Trent Loomis, and Alec Grinsfelder. And Matt, which players do you have your eyes on in this one?
Well, for East Noble, it's obviously Ali, 6'8 senior forward. Another player, Brent Cox, 6'6", and for Homestead, it's got to be Luke Goody.
We're going to take a quick break for the national anthem, but stay tuned. You're listening to the home of Homestead Spartan basketball, the .91 FM.
Homestead athletic coverage on the .91 FM is brought to you by
Arby's at Coventry, located at 5755 Falls Drive across from Zestos. Arby's is more than roast beef, with turkey, ham, brisket, bacon, and chicken tenders. Arby's has the meats. Arby's at Coventry is open for breakfast at 6 a.m. all the way to midnight. To find more information, find Arby's on social media and online at arbys.com.
Casa Italian Restaurants, family owned and operated since 1977, with 4 Fort Wayne locations: West Jefferson Boulevard, DuPont Road, Parnell Avenue, and Stellhorn Road. Featuring the Casa Burro salad, wood-burning brick oven pizzas, and over 30 pasta selections. Dine-in or carry-out available, or let Casa cater your next special occasion. Find more information at CasaRestaurants.com or by following Casa on Facebook and Twitter. Casa Italian Restaurants, a proud sponsor of WCYT Sports broadcasts.
Okay, here are 3 important reasons why your son or daughter should play a sport in high school.
Number 1.
High school sports teach valuable life lessons like self-discipline and time management skills.
2.
Teens who play a high school sport have better grade point averages.
And number 3.
High school sports are safer than ever before.
This message presented by the Indiana High School Athletic Association and the Indiana Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
Moe's Southwest Grill, located at 6739 West Jefferson Boulevard, next to Dunkin' Donuts Baskin Robbins. You can contact Moe's by calling 969-MOE's, or for catering, that number is 969-EATS. Moe's specializes in Southwestern foods like burritos, tacos, and nachos with no microwaves or freezers. You can visit Moe's online at moes.com. Thank you, Moe's, for supporting the .91 FM and being a proud sponsor of Homestead athletic coverage on our station.
Marco's Pizza, located at 10345 Illinois Road, inside the shops of Scott Road. Marco's specializes in pizza, cheesy bread, subs, salads, and many other menu items. You can place an order for delivery or carry out by calling 625-6800. That number once again is 625-6800. You can also order online at marcos.com. Thank you, Marcos, for supporting the .91 FM and being a proud sponsor of Homestead High School athletics coverage on our station.
We all come together and stand together to serve our veterans. We invest in the latest technology.
We take the time to train the next generation of doctors and nurses. We work together to make sure we heal their bodies and their minds.
This is our mission. More than 300,000 of us working as one, together with families and loved ones. No matter where they live in this country, we'll be there.
We stand strong, united. Stand with us in caring for our veterans.
And now let's head back out to the gymnasium for more Homestead Spartan boys basketball right here on the .91 FM.
Welcome back to Homestead High School for tonight's ranked non-conference matchup between the number 15 East Noble Knights and the number 12 ranked Homestead Spartans. I'm Donnie Harmon along with Matt Southfrank. Continuing on here in the Casa Restaurante pregame show. Matt, we're about to get set for tip-off pretty soon here, but before that happens, what are some keys to the game for you?
Well, for Homestead, you got to limit Ali. Ali, the 6'8" senior forward for East Noble, leads the team in scoring nearly 17 points per game. He's going to be a threat. He does shoot about 34% from three, which is decent for a tallest player on this team. Once again, 6'8". Another key for Homestead, you got to limit Brenton Cox. He's 6'6", but they list him at the center position. Leads the team in rebounds, nearly 10.5 per game. So for Homestead, you got to limit those two leading scorers for East Noble. Make East Noble hit some outside shots to keep up. They have quite a few big players that can score underneath the basket, but make East Noble keep up by hitting some outside threes. And some keys for East Noble, you got to play with a fast pace. Make Homestead play catch up. They really haven't gotten behind to start games at all this season. You got to get some of the main Homestead defenders in foul trouble early, take advantage. We've seen Alec Grinsfelder get in foul trouble quite a bit this season. He's really the main one that if you're East Noble, you want to exploit and maybe get him out of the game and have Ali and Cox score underneath the basket.
East Noble definitely has the height advantage in this one. The 6'8" Ali, the 6'6" Brent Cox. Some bigs up down low for East Noble. As we get set for tip-off here, it'll be Ali to tip for East Noble. Alec Rinsfelder to tip for the Homestead Spartans. 8 minutes on the clock for this premier non-conference matchup here between Homestead and East Noble. Ref getting set for tip-off here. Both teams looking to get the early advantage. Tip is up, controlled by East Noble. Cox has it in the backcourt, hands it off to Jones. He'll take it up the court here for the Knights. He has it left side now, guarded by Brett Miller. Over to Bender now. To Dixon, left wing, around up top to Cox. He hands it off to Ali at the top of the key. Over to Jones, left wing, his three-pointer up, no good. Rebounded by Ali inside the offensive board. Bender now with it right side. Gets it over to Jones on the left wing, guarded by Brett Miller. To Ali, top of the key, guarded by Goody. Gets a screen up top. Passes over to Jones left side, thinks about it. Instead passes it over to Cox. To Ali now, he has it on the right wing. 7:20 left. East Noble eating a lot of time here. Jones now with it between the circles. Passes over to Bender on the right side. Into the post now, it's Cox. He has it in the right block. His shot up, no good. Grinsfelder with the rebound for Homestead. 7:05 left in the scoreless ball game here in the first. Kruger with it right side, dribbles around between the circles, now has it at the Spartan logo. Guarded by Jones, gets a screen from Loomis, dribbles to the left elbow, steps back out beyond the arc and swings it to Goody, top of the key. Over to Loomis on the right side, passes to Brett Miller, right corner, back to Loomis now, over to Kruger. Hands it off to Goody on the left side, 6:45 left in the first. Kruger with it on the left wing to Brett Miller, left side now. He passes to Grinsfelder, left corner, he takes a rare three and nails it. Alec Grinsfelder with the rare three-pointer, and Homestead leads 3-0, 6:30 left here in the first. Jones with it right side, hands it off to Dixon. Dixon passes to Ali between the circles. Over to Bender, left wing. Jones has it, he drives left baseline, kicks out to Ali, cross-court pass to Dixon. Bender now with it right corner. Back out to Ali, he has it right side. East Noble looking to score their first points of the game. Ali loses the ball out of bounds, he touched it last, and it'll be Homestead ball with 6:08 left here in the first. They lead 3-0 early in this one. A turnover by Ali there, mishandled the ball. On the perimeter, it'll be Homestead ball. Leader Kruger takes up the court for the Spartans, crosses the timeline at the Spartan logo now, guarded by Jones. He has it top of the key, spins around at the free throw line, and hands it off to Goody. Up top, over to Grinsfelder, left wing, takes another three. No good this time, and Cox has the rebound for East Noble. Jones with it left side now, other end for the Knights, down 3-0, 5:45 left in the third. Ali with it, left post now, kicks it out to Jones, his top of the key, three is up, in and out. Kruger with the rebound for Homestead, pushing at the other end now. He has it top of the key, 5:35 left in the first. Dribbles left elbow, kicks it out to Brett Miller. Homestead up 3-0. Loomis now with it right side, gets it over to Goody, right corner now Brett Miller. So Loomis right side, kicks it across to Kruger. He dribbles into the free throw line, crosses over, loses the ball, and steps back out beyond the perimeter. Passes to Goody now, he has it on the left wing, gets a screen from Grinsfelder up top. Dribbles in on Ali, he has it left elbow, loses the ball, and Ali has the steal for the Knights. Other end, he's pushing it, has it underneath the basket, kicks it out. Jones now with it, cross-court pass to Dixon, right corner, Bender. He takes a three, no good. And Loomis has the rebound for Homestead. They lead 3-0, 4:55 left in the first. Loomis with it left side now. Gives it up to Kruger to run the point here. He has it at the Spartan logo. Homestead up 3-0, 4:45 left here in the first. A low-scoring ball game to start here. Brad Miller now with it on the right wing. Passes to Goody between the circles. Hands off to Kruger on the left wing. Dribbles to the free throw line. Pulls up and trails it. Zach Kruger hits the shot. Homestead leads 5-0. 4.5 left to go here in the first quarter. Jones to run the point here for the Knights. He crosses the timeline now. Passes to Ali on the left wing. Over to Cox, over to Jones now on the right wing. Back over to Dixon. He takes a three and knocks it down. Nate Dixon, the 47% three-point shooter, makes it 5-3. Homestead with 4:10 left here in the first. Kruger now with it, running the point for the Spartans. Gets a screen from Grinsfelder, dribbles in, kicks it to Brett Miller, left corner. His three-pointer is up. That's too short. Ali with the rebound for East Noble, and the Knights have it. 4 minutes left here in the first. Ali, other end, he has it right wing. Passes over to Dixon, picks up his dribble. Gets it to Cox on the right elbow, posting up on Grinsfelder. Down low to Bender. His shot underneath the basket, swatted away by Loomis. Jones recovers for the Knights. He steps into a three. No good. Tipped out of bounds by Cox, so it'll go to Homestead with 3:39 left here in the first. Spartans leading this one 5-3. Aiden Jones taking quite a few three-pointers early, failing to connect on a single shot. And it'll be Homestead ball. 3:35 left in the first with a 2-point advantage. Kruger running the point here for the Spartans. He hands it off to Loomis up top. Passes over to Brett Miller, left side, left corner now Kruger. Hands it off to Goody. He has it left baseline, kicks out to Kruger beyond the perimeter now. With it on the left wing, crosses over, pulls up at the free throw line. No good. Rebounded by East Noble. And Ali has it now as he takes it up the court. 3:14 left in the first. Bender with it top of the key, back to Ali on the right side. Gets a screen from Bender. Dribbles into the free throw line, takes it to the rim and up and under, layup up and in. Ali ties the game at 5 apiece. 3 minutes left to go here in the first. Goody with it left side for Homestead. Passes to Loomis on the right wing. Over to Kruger, right block now Grinsfelder. Back out to Kruger. He passes to Loomis up top. Gets it over to Ali, or to Goody on the left wing, and Goody goes down. Ali, other end, dunks it. But Luke Goody is down for Homestead. Not a good sign.
Definitely not a good sign if you're Homestead, but East Noble currently on a 7-0 run in the past few minutes. Homestead got out to a 5-0 lead. It's now 7-5. East Noble leads.
Luke Goody on his feet now. He's limping off, so Xavier Overstreet will head into the game. Not a good sign for Homestead. 2:43 left in the first. East Noble up 7-5. And hopefully right now for Homestead, Goody, not too serious. They'll need him down the stretch of this season. He limps off the court without any help. We'll have to see if he's able to come back into this one. East Noble up 7-5 after the Ali dunk in transition. 2:43 left here in the first. It's Homestead ball trailing 7-5. Kruger to take it up the court for the Spartans. He crossed the timeline now at midcourt. Loomis now with it right wing. Passes to Overstreet between the circles. Brad Miller now with it left side. Gives it over to Grinsfelder on the left baseline. Steps back out beyond the perimeter. He has it left side. Over to Overstreet now. Back to Brad Miller right wing. Feeds the post to Loomis. He has it right block. Thinks about a mid-range jumper. Kicks it back out to Brad Miller beyond the arc. Passes to Kruger now. Over to Loomis on the right side. Overstreet with it. Top of the key. Drives in on Ali. Steps back out beyond the perimeter. Gets it over to Kruger now. 2:08 left in the first. Homestead down 7-5. Gets a screen from Grinsfelder. Drives in. Kicks it out to Loomis left wing. His three-pointer's up. Too strong. Jones the rebound for East Noble. Pushing at the other end. His layup on the other end is up and in. Hayden Jones lays it in. East Noble with a 9-5 lead. 1:50 left here in the first. Kruger with it across half court. Now gets it to Loomis on the right wing. Back over to Kruger to Overstreet left wing. Pump fakes. Dribbles into the left elbow. Over to Grinsfelder right block. Back out Overstreet. Pump fakes. Dribbles in to Grinsfelder right baseline. His deep two is up. No good. Ali with the rebound for the Knights. 1:30 left here in the first. They lead 9-5. Other end Ali pushing it. Drives in, kicks it out to Jones. His left wing three is up. No good, but he's fouled. Xavier Overstreet fouled Hayden Jones on the three. Not a smart decision there. And he'll head to the line for three. Hayden Jones, a 64% free throw shooter on the year.
East Noble currently on a 9-0 run after Homestead led 5-0.
East Noble with a lot of momentum. Luke Goody left the game with an injury. Not sure how severe. Jones' first free throw is up and in. Up to 3 points on the game for the junior. 10-5 East Noble. 1:26 left here in the first. Homestead really struggling on the offensive end right now. Jones' second free throw is up and in. Jones with 4 points. Couple substitutions here for East Noble. Gage Ernsberger and Michael Klein check into the game. Brent Cox heads out along with Nate Dixon. Will Smith into the game for Homestead. Alec Grinsfelder takes a seat. So a second free throw coming here for Jones. That one is up and in. So for 3 for 3 at the line here. And East Noble leading 12-5. 1:23 left here in the first. Overstreet with it. Right wing for the Spartans. Passes over to Smith on the right baseline. Back out to Overstreet. Over to Loomis now. Kruger with it. Left wing into the post. Smith. Posting up on Bender. Pivots. Picks up the dribble and kicks it out to Kruger near midcourt. He has 1:05 left. Homestead down 12-5. Kruger with it left side. Pass over to Overstreet. He takes a three. That's no good. Loomis offensive rebound. He puts it back in. Trent Loomis makes it 12-7 East Noble. 33 seconds left here in the first. Jones with it left side. Loses the ball. Recovers it at the free throw line. Gets it over to Ali. Left mid-range. Posting up on Brad Miller. His wild shot hits the bottom of the rim. And Brad Miller has the rebound for Homestead. Other end. He takes it all the way and lays it in. Zach Brad Miller cuts it to a 12-9 game. 32 seconds left here in the first. Hayden Jones has it left side now. For the East Noble Knights, Homestead with a little 4-0 run to respond to East Noble's 12-0 run. Jones with it on the left side. East Noble holding for the final shot here. Not 12-9 East Noble, 10 seconds left to go here in the first. Jones has it top of the key, crosses over on Overstreet, drives in, kicks it out to Ernsberger. His left corner three is good. And the buzzer sounds to mark the end of the first quarter. At the end of one, East Noble leads 15-9 as someone banked in a three-quarters court shot for Homestead. Won't count, but not a good quarter for Homestead. East Noble with an advantage right now. Homestead not used to getting down early, and Luke Goody left with an injury.
I believe Homestead led 5-0, so East Noble currently on a 15-4 run to end that first quarter. Not very good to see Luke Goody go down, the team's leading scorer and leading rebounder. One of the best players on this Homestead basketball team. He's someone that, if Homestead wants to win this one, that cannot be out. It looks like he is at least back on the court. It looks like he's fine. Took quite a few hits during the football season, able to tough it out, and looks like that's what he's doing now.
Just checked in, looked like he was moving fine, so good sign for Homestead. Down 15-9, East Noble with a lot of momentum. Homestead has to do something to stop this Knights attack right now.
And I think with Luke Goody coming back in, that'll help because he was the one that was guarding Ali, who only has 4 points in that first quarter. Usually averages just south of 17 points a game for the 15th ranked team in Class 4A. But I would think with Luke Goody back out there that Homestead could go on a little bit of a run. They are down by 6 after the first quarter. A little bit surprising. Zach Kruger only 2 points in that one. No one really took over for scoring. Homestead that one.
Goody back into the game for Loomis. Denton and Cox back out there for East Noble. Ernsberger and Bender take a seat. Homestead ball out of the first quarter break. 7:55 left here in the second. They trail 15-9. Kruger with up top, hands it off to Bratmiller, over to Smith on the right elbow. Back out to Kruger, top of the key, steps back out, but on the perimeter, dribbles left side. Overstreet now with it on the left wing. Passes to Bratmiller up top. Gets a screen from Smith. Can't find anyone here. Passes over to Kruger. Goody now with the left side, back up top. Overstreet, over to Kruger now right side. He dribbles in, kicks out to Smith. He takes a rare three-pointer and knocks it down. Will Smith has added the three-pointer to his arsenal a bit lately. It's 15-12 East Noble, 7:20 left in the second. Jones with it left side, gets a screen from Cox. Passes over to Klein in the right corner, back out to Ali. He has a right side, over to Jones now. Passes it over to Denton, to Ali. He has it left side, gets it stripped. Goody with the ball for Homestead. Other end, gives it up to Kruger. He layups, lays it in on the other end. Zach Kruger finishes for Homestead. 15-14 East Noble now, 6:57 left in the second. Jones with it right side. Drives in on Overstreet. A mid-range jumper is up, hits the front of the rim and doesn't fall. Kruger with the rebound for Homestead. He's pushing it other end. He has it left side, passes out to Bratmiller. Over to Kruger now. Cross-court pass to Overstreet. To Smith, top of the key. Thinks about a three, instead passes over to Goody. He crosses over on Ali, passes over to Kruger on the left side. 6:33 left here in the second. Kruger with it in the paint, kicks it back out to Bratmiller beyond the arc. Homestead trailing by 1. Kruger has it left baseline. He drives, kicks it to Overstreet right corner. He takes a three. No good. Kruger the offensive rebound. Is put back off the glass, up and in, and Homestead has the lead. A nice little 7-0 run to open the second quarter. And Homestead with the lead right now, 16-15, 6:18 left to go in the second. And do you think the presence of Luke Goody out there really lifted Homestead, gave him a bit of boost of energy?
Oh, for sure. Even though he hasn't scored yet in this one, just him being out there really helps his Homestead team. You mentioned they're on a 7-0 run, about a minute and 40 seconds or so into the second quarter. So it helped Homestead quite a bit. Zach Kruger, 6 points in this one. That's more than in his previous 2 games combined. He only had 4 points in his previous 2 games combined, already 6. So he's playing a little bit better on the offensive end for Homestead in this one.
East Noble comes out a little stagnant to start this quarter, and they're paying for it as Nate Dixon checks back into the game for East Noble. Michael Klein now on the bench. It'll be East Noble ball here in the 6:18 left in the second quarter. Homestead leading 16-15. Jones takes it up the court for the Knights. He has it right side, hands it off to Dixon, over to Ali now left side, guarded by Goody. Over to Cox, hands off to Dixon on the right wing. Jones with it, top of the key, dribbles in left elbow, pulls up and passes out to Ali, top of the key. Ali over to Jones on the left wing, drives baseline, dumps it off to Cox. His shot off the glass, up and in. Brent Cox finishes inside. 17-16 East Noble now, 5:50 left in the second. Kruger with it right side, kicks it over to Overstreet. Goody left corner, he takes a three, no good. Dixon the rebound, and East Noble has it. Jones now with it other end, he has it left wing, hands it off to Dixon. He has it now, Ali top of the key. Dribbles into the right elbow, dumps it off to Cox down low. He has it right baseline, kicks it out to Denton. Over to Jones now right side, feeds the post to Cox. Right baseline, a floater is up and in. Brent Cox hits the shot. It's 19-16 East Noble, 5:20 left here in the second. Kruger with it, the Spartan logo now. Overstreet has it right side. Gives up to Goody in the right corner, back out to Overstreet. He drives in, kicks it off to Smith. Left wing now, Bratmiller. Dribbles in, steps back, and gives up to Goody. Over to Overstreet on the right side, inside to Smith, back out Overstreet. He takes a three and knocks it down. Xavier Overstreet ties it up at 19 apiece with 4:55 left to go here in the second. Ali takes up the court for the Knights. Got left side now, guarded by Goody. Back over to Jones. Right wing, it's Dixon. Denton has it now, passes over to Ali, looks to feed the post, and he does. It's Jones on the left block, guarded by Bratmiller. Looks to kick it out, and steps back up beyond the perimeter. He has it on the left wing. Dribbles around, passes over to Dixon between the circles, over to Denton on the right wing. Into the post, it's Cox right side, guarded by Smith. Back out, Denton, his pass deflected, other end. Denton recovers it in the backcourt. He crosses the timeline now, gets it over to Cox on the right wing. Tries to find a cutting Jones, instead he'll dribble it around between the circles and hand it off to Jones on the left wing. Drives in on Overstreet, and up and under layup off the glass is good. Hayden Jones, what a play there. 21-19 East Noble, 4:05 left in the second, Spartans ball. Kruger with it right side. Gets a screen from Goody, dribbles to the left wing now. Passes over to Overstreet across court, looks to feed the pass to Goody. Instead gives up to Smith up top, over to Kruger. He steps into a three and drills it. Zach Kruger with a three, and Homestead leads 22-21, 3:45 left here in the second. Jones with it left side for the Knights. Guarded by Bratmiller, feeds the post to Cox. He has it left block, guarded by Smith. Up and under, shot off the glass, no good. They'll call a foul on the floor here against Will Smith. So the shot, no good. Loomis and Grinsfelder check into the game for Homestead. Bratmiller and Smith take a seat. It'll be East Noble ball here. 3:33 left in the second. Homestead up 22-21. East Noble to inbound here. It'll be Jones to pass it in underneath his own basket. He gets it in to Bender now, over to Ali, into the post. It's Cox. He has it in the lane. Takes it to the right block. A tough contested shot up, too strong. Overstreet the rebound for Homestead. Has it top of the key, other end now, dribbles in. Kicks it back out to Goody, right wing to Kruger. Over to Loomis, left wing. Thinks about it, instead feeds the post to Goody. He has it left baseline, back out to Loomis, over to Goody now, left corner. Cross-court pass to Overstreet, over to Kruger on the right side. Gets a screen from Grinsfelder, dribbles around top of the key, takes it left elbow, pulls up. No good. Grinsfelder the offensive rebound, back to Kruger, free throw line, jumper up, no good, and Cox has the rebound for East Noble. 2:58 left in the second. Homestead up 22-21. Jones other end, kicks it over to Bender. Back to Jones, gets a screen from Bender. An illegal screen called on Bender. So he moved into Overstreet there, and it'll be Homestead ball with 2:50 left here in the second. Homestead up 22-21, and some East Noble fans not particularly happy about that call.
Definitely not.
Seemed pretty legitimate to me, but nonetheless, a substitution here for East Noble as Gage Ernsberger is set to check back in to the game. Brent Cox takes a seat. So it'll be Homestead ball, 2:50 left here in the second. Homestead leading 22-21. Overstreet to inbound, gets it into Kruger in the backcourt. He'll run the point here for the Spartans. They have a 1-point lead here in the second quarter. Kruger dribbles around left side, gets a screen from Goody. He has it left wing, feeds it into Goody. He has it now near the left elbow. A cross-court pass to Loomis, right corner. His three is up, too short. Ali the rebound. 2:33 left in the second. Homestead 22-21 as East Noble ball. Ali gets a screen from Bender. He has it left side now, crosses over, steps back, and passes it over to Dixon on the left wing. Over to Ali now. He has it left side, left corner. Dixon, his three-pointer's up, no good. Loomis the rebound for Homestead. 2:15 left in the second. Spartans on the attack, up one. Kruger other end. He has a free throw line back out to Overstreet. Hands it, now keeps it himself. Looks to feed the post to Grinsfelder, and he does. He has it on the right baseline now. Posting up on Ernsberger, kicks it out to Loomis, hands it off to Goody, left wing. Thinks about it, instead takes a screen from Loomis, dribbles in, left baseline, his mid-range jumper, knocked out of bounds by Ali as Zach Bratmiller checks into the game for Xavier Overstreet. It'll be Homestead ball underneath their own basket. Minute 56 left here in the second. They lead 22-21. Bratmiller to inbound for the Spartans as they look to extend their 1-point lead here. Gets it into Grinsfelder left side, back out to Loomis. Dribbles around between the circles, passes to Bratmiller, over to Kruger, top of the key, pump fakes, dribbles in left elbow, steps back out beyond the arc, and passes over to Loomis, right back, Kruger into the post, Grinsfelder left block. He dribbles in on Ernsberger, and they think they'll call a foul here, going against Gage Ernsberger. And I think that'll be his first and the team's second. As Brent Cox checks back into the game for East Noble, Gage Ernsberger heads to the bench, so East Noble right now with their original starting lineup on the court. Minute 41 left in the second. Homestead up 22-21. Bratmiller to inbound for the Spartans, right side of the baseline. Gets it in to Grinsfelder on the right side of the baseline. Back out to Loomis. To Kruger, left wing. Thinks about a three. Said thinks better of it. Gets it to Bratmiller. He pump fakes, dribbles in. Kicks out to Loomis, right corner. Into the post. It's Grinsfelder now guarded by Cox. A tough shot off the glass and one. What a shot by Alec Grinsfelder. What a finish. And he's been playing some good ball lately. And he has a free throw coming. A minute 25 left in the second. Homestead up 24-21.
Alec Grinsfelder playing very, very well. Has a chance at an and one right here for the Spartans. The other team in scoring last Friday against Concordia.
Free throw is good, and Homestead extends their lead to 25-21. A minute 24 left in the second. So Homestead has responded very well to that poor first quarter since Goody's been back out on the court. Ali with it on the left wing. For East Noble, gets a screen, dribbles around up top. And a foul will be called on Homestead here on the floor. This foul will be charged to Trent Loomis of the Spartans. That'll be his first foul of the game and the team's third. East Noble ball, they have it on the right sideline here. Minute 13 left in the second. Knights trailing 25-21 to Homestead. Jones with it between the circles now for the Knights. Gets it over to Dixon, left wing. Thinks about it. Said passes to Ali up top. Dribbles in right elbow, kicks it out to Bender. Back to Ali. He has it right side, guarded by Goody. He dribbles in on Goody. Into the lane now. An up and under shot deflected out of bounds. And it'll stay with East Noble here with 54.6 seconds left in the second. Homestead up 25-21. Jones to inbound the ball for East Noble here. Gets it in to Bender. Over to Ali, left side. Passes over to Jones. He has it on the right wing. Steps into a three. No good. Kruger the rebound for Homestead. 45 seconds left. Spartans on the attack, up by 4. 40 seconds left now in the second quarter. Kruger with it at the Spartan logo here. Loomis with it on the right wing for the Spartans. 32 seconds left. They lead 25-21. Dribbles around between the circles, hands it off to Kruger. He has it left side. Cross-court pass to Loomis now. Loomis holds the ball. 25 seconds left. Another cross-court pass to Zach Kruger. Back to Loomis. 20 seconds left. Homestead playing a great second quarter of ball. 15 seconds left here in this first half. Homestead 25-21. Loomis has it top of the key. 10 seconds left. Hands it off to Bratmiller up top. He dribbles in, kicks it to Goody. Right corner. His three-pointer up. Bounces around. No good. Tipped out. Goody has the offensive rebound. 3 seconds left. A fadeaway up. No good. And Cox has the rebound as the buzzer sounds to mark the end of a very quick first half of basketball. And a half that Homestead will enter the break leading 25-21.
Well, Homestead, they started out pretty slow in the first quarter. They were down by 6 after one. They end up leading by 4 at halftime. Some of the East Noble fans not too happy about some of the calls that have gone on throughout the game, but I would say it's been a pretty well-played game from both teams.
It's been a very well-played game from both sides. We'll take a quick break, but stay tuned. When we come back, we'll continue on with the halftime show. You're listening to the home of Homestead Spartan basketball, the Point 91 FM.
Homestead athletic coverage on the Point 91 FM is brought to you by
Arby's of Coventry, located at 5755 Falls Drive across from Zesto's. Arby's is more than roast beef, with turkey, ham, brisket, bacon, and chicken tenders. Arby's has the meats. Arby's of Coventry is open for breakfast at 6 a.m. all the way to midnight. To find more information, find Arby's on social media and online at arbys.com.
Casa Italian Restaurants, family owned and operated since 1977, with 4 Fort Wayne locations: West Jefferson Boulevard, DuPont Road, Parnell Avenue, and Stellhorn Road. Featuring the Casa Burro salad, wood-burning brick oven pizzas, and over 30 pasta selections. Dine-in or carry-out available, or let Casa cater your next special occasion. Find more information at CasaRestaurants.com or by following Casa on Facebook and Twitter. Casa Italian Restaurants, a proud sponsor of WCYT Sports broadcasts.
Okay, here are 3 important reasons why your son or daughter should play a sport in high school.
Number 1.
High school sports teach valuable life lessons like self-discipline and time management skills.
2.
Teens who play a high school sport have better grade point averages.
And number 3.
High school sports are safer than ever before.
This message presented by the Indiana High School Athletic Association and the Indiana Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
Moe's Southwest Grill, located at 6739 West Jefferson Boulevard, next to Dunkin' Donuts, Baskin-Robbins. You can contact Moe's by calling 969-MOE's, or for catering, that number is 969-EATS. Moe's specializes in Southwestern foods like burritos, tacos, and nachos with no microwaves or freezers. You can visit Moe's online at moes.com. Thank you, Moe's, for supporting the Point 91 FM and being a proud sponsor of Homestead athletic coverage on our station.
Marco's Pizza, located at 10345 Illinois Road, inside the shops of Scott Road. Marco's specializes in pizza, cheesy bread, subs, salads, and many other menu items. You can place an order for delivery or carry out by calling 625-6800. That number once again is 625-6800. You can also order online at marcos.com. Thank you, Marcos, for supporting the Point 91 FM and being a proud sponsor of Homestead High School athletics coverage on our station.
We all come together and stand together to serve our veterans. We invest in the latest technology.
We take the time to train the next generation of doctors and nurses. We work together to make sure we heal their bodies and their minds.
This is our mission. More than 300,000 of us working as one, together with families and loved ones. No matter where they live in this country, we'll be there.
We stand strong, united. Stand with us in caring for our veterans.
And now let's head back out to the gymnasium for more Homestead Spartan boys basketball right here on the Point 91 FM.
Welcome back to Homestead High School for tonight's ranked non-conference matchup between the Homestead Spartans and East Noble Knights. I'm Donnie Harmon along with Matt Southfrank, continuing on here in the halftime show. Right now at the halftime break, Homestead 25-21. Started off the game 5-0, but East Noble went on a big run, ended up leading 15-9 at the end of one quarter. Luke Goody left with what appeared to be an injury in the first quarter, and he came back to the start of the second quarter. Homestead played a great second quarter, heads into the half up 25-21. And Matt, do you have a scoring summary for us from that first half?
Yes, I do. To lead Homestead in scoring for the first time in a few games, Zach Kruger had 9 points. I believe he only got 4 points in the previous 2 games combined, so a good start in the first half. For him, Alec Grinsfelder had 6 points. Xavier Overstreet and Will Smith each had 3. Brad Miller and Loomis each with 2. Luke Goody, the only Homestead player that played who did not score in that first half, although he was out with an injury for part of that first half. Moving on to East Noble right now, who trails by 4 at the half. Hayden Jones led the team in scoring with 7 points. Ali, Brent Cox each with 4 points. Nate Dixon had 3, along with Gage Ernsberger.
It was definitely a back-and-forth half of basketball. We just saw Homestead with the advantage right now. Doing a good job on defense, as always. East Noble with just 21 points in that first half. Only scored 6 in the second quarter.
Yeah, Homestead, they outscored them by 10 points in the second quarter, 16-6 after they trailed by 6 points in the first quarter. It seemed like East Noble was, well, they went on a 12-0 run, I believe, at one point in the first quarter after Homestead opened up with a 5-0 lead. East Noble was taking over, but then when Luke Goody came back, even though he didn't score in the second quarter, Homestead seemed to just play better on offense, make some shots as they somehow pushed their way to a 4-point lead at the half right now. I expect this one to be similar to how it was in the first half along with in the second half. Very close, back and forth the entire way.
We're going to take another quick break. When we come back, we'll continue on with the halftime show, as well as get started with the second half of action here from Homestead High School. So stay tuned. You're listening to the home of Homestead Spartan basketball, the Point 91 FM.
Homestead athletic coverage on the Point 91 FM is brought to you by
Arby's of Coventry, located at 5755 Falls Drive across from Zesto's. Arby's is more than roast beef, with turkey, ham, brisket, bacon, and chicken tenders. Arby's has the meats. Arby's at Coventry is open for breakfast at 6 a.m. all the way to midnight. To find more information, find Arby's on social media and online at arbys.com.
Casa Italian Restaurants, family owned and operated since 1977, with 4 Fort Wayne locations: West Jefferson Boulevard, DuPont Road, Parnell Avenue, and Stellhorn Road. Featuring the Casa Bro salad, wood-burning brick oven pizzas, and over 30 pasta selections. Dine-in or carry-out available, or let Casa cater your next special occasion. Find more information at CasaRestaurants.com or by following Casa on Facebook and Twitter. Casa Italian Restaurants, a proud sponsor of WCYT Sports broadcasts.
Okay, here are 3 important reasons why your son or daughter should play a sport in high school.
Number 1.
High school sports teach valuable life lessons like self-discipline and time management skills.
2.
Teens who play a high school sport have better grade point averages.
And number 3.
High school sports are safer than ever before.
This message presented by the Indiana High School Athletic Association and the Indiana Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
Moe's Southwest Grill, located at 6739 West Jefferson Boulevard, next to Dunkin' Donuts Baskin-Robbins. You can contact Moe's by calling 969-MOE's, or for catering, that number is 969-EATS. Moe's specializes in Southwestern foods like burritos, tacos, and nachos with no microwaves or freezers. You can visit Moe's online at moes.com. Thank you, Moe's, for supporting the Point 91 FM and being a proud sponsor of Homestead athletic coverage on our station.
Marco's Pizza, located at 10345 Illinois Road, inside the shops of Scott Road. Marco's specializes in pizza, cheesy bread, subs, salads, and many other menu items. You can place an order for delivery or carry out by calling 625-6800. That number once again is 625-6800. You can also order online at marcos.com. Thank you, Marcos, for supporting the Point 91 FM and being a proud sponsor of Homestead High School athletics coverage on our station.
We all come together and stand together to serve our veterans. We invest in the latest technology.
We take the time to train the next generation of doctors and nurses. We work together to make sure we heal their bodies and their minds.
This is our mission. More than 300,000 of us working as one, together with families and loved ones. No matter where they live in this country, we'll be there.
We stand strong, united. Stand with us in caring for our veterans.
And now let's head back out to the gymnasium for more Homestead Spartan boys basketball right here on the Point 91 FM.
Welcome back to Homestead High School for tonight's premier non-conference matchup featuring the number 12 ranked team in Class 4A, the Homestead Spartans, and the visiting team, the number 15 team in Class 4A, the East Noble Knights. I'm Donnie Arman along with Matt Southrank, continuing on here in the halftime show as we are about to get set for the second half of action. But first, Matt, after this first half, we saw what both teams had to offer. What are going to be some keys in the second half of action?
Well, in the second half for the Homestead Spartans, who currently lead by 4 points right now as the third quarter is about to begin in a minute or so, I really expect Luke Goody to get going. He's the only player that did not score for Homestead. He had 0 points in that first half. He usually averages about 16 or so for the Spartans. He was out with an injury for part of that game, but I expect Homestead to get him more involved on offense, although East Noble is playing some very, very good defense on him, and some keys for East Noble. Just keep doing what you're doing. Homestead is really focusing on Ali. Ali, the team's leading scorer, who only has 4 points in the first half. Some other players, such as Hayden Jones, has been able to step up. He has 7 points to lead the team in scoring the first half. Gage Ernsberger, another player who hit a big-time three-pointer in that first half. Just some players that Homestead isn't quite focused on, they're able to hit some big-time shots.
Both teams head out there with their starting lineups for this second half of play. It'll be East Noble ball out of the halftime break. 8 minutes on the clock for this third quarter of action. Homestead kicks second half off up 25-21. Jones will run the point here for the Knights. He has a left side now. It's Bender up top, over to Dixon on the left wing. Back over to Cox, top of the key. Hands it off to Ali up top, guarded by Goody. Crosses over on him, drives in, spins around a fadeaway jumper up, too strong. Grinsfelder with the rebound for Homestead, and he gives up to Kruger now. Over to Loomis, left corner, other end, back out Kruger, 7:37 left in the third. Homestead up 25-21. Kruger has it right side, passes over to Brett Miller. He has it now on the left wing. Dribbles around up top, gets a screen from Goody, drives in on Ali. Passes into the post of Grinsfelder on the right block, back out to Brett Miller, right corner, pump fakes, drives in. His pass deflected, but a foul is called on East Noble. This one will be charged against, I believe, Ali. So it'll be Homestead ball underneath their own basket. 7:19 left here in the third. They lead 25-21. Brad Miller to inbound it here. He gets it in to Grinsfelder in the right corner. Passes to Loomis between the circles over to Goody now left side. Cross-court pass to Kruger. He gets it into Loomis in the right corner. Back out to Kruger now. He has it right side. Dribbling around up top. 7:05 left to go here in the third. Homestead 25-21. Brad Miller with it on the left wing. Passes to Goody left side. Over to Kruger left corner now. Gets a screen from Goody. Steps into a three. That's no good. Tipped around and Cox has the rebound. East Noble now with the ball. 6:50 left in the third. They trail by 4. Jones other end has it on the right wing. Gets a screen up top from Cox. Drives in. A shot off the glass. Up and in. Hayden Jones, a tough finish there. 25-23. Homestead, 6:38 left to go here in the third. Kruger with it right side. Gets a screen from Grinsfelder up top. Passes it back to him on the right wing. Thinks about it. Instead passes to Brad Miller right corner. Back over to Goody. Back out Bratmiller, cross-court pass to Loomis, left wing, he drives in. Kicks out to Kruger on the left wing, his three-pointer up. No good. Grinsfelder, the offensive rebound, saves it. Inbounds to Bratmiller. Over to Goody, his three-pointer up. No good. Cox the rebound for East Noble. 6:12 left here in the third. Homestead up 25-23. Jones with it. He crosses half court now on the right side. 6:05 left to go here in the third. Over to Dixon now on the right wing. Ali with it, top of the key. Jones now with it on the left wing. East Noble's leading scorer in this one with 9. Gets a screen from Cox. Gets it stripped from Grinsfelder. Homestead ball now. Kruger, other end. He lays it up. No good. He missed the layup. Kruger gets the offensive rebound somehow after a bunch of tips. His putback off the glass, up and in. Zach Kruger missed the layup, but made up for it there. Homestead up 27-23, 5:37 left in the third. Jones with it left side. He has it top of the key. Over to Bender, right wing. Into the post, Ali, he has it right block, guarded by Goody. Posting up on him, draws a double, kicks out to Dixon, left corner, Bender, his three is up. Too strong. Goody the rebound for Homestead, pushing it other end. 5:20 left in the third. Homestead up 4. Bratmiller other end, drives to the hoop, kicks it back out to Goody on the left wing. He steps baseline into the post. Grinsfelder left block, out to Kruger, his three-pointer up. Bullseye! Zach Kruger knocks it in. 30-23 Homestead, 5:03 left in the third. Jones with the right side. Gets it to Dixon on the right wing. Back over to Jones. He takes a three. Too short. And air ball. Cox tries to save it, but it's out of bounds. Homestead ball. 4:52 left in the third. They lead 30-23. Homestead playing some good basketball right now. Every time East Noble has a little answer for him. Homestead counters it. 4:50 left in the third as Kruger takes up the court. Homestead up 7. Hands off to Bratmiller up top. Hands off to Loomis on the right side. Tries to find a cutting. Kruger instead feeds the post to Grinsfelder. Leans into Cox and hits the post shot. Alec Grinsfelder really developing his post scoring as of late. A timeout by East Noble as Homestead leads 32-23, 4:35 left in the third. And you can't say enough about the way Alec Grinsfelder has been playing as of late. Really improving his post scoring a lot.
For sure, Alec Grinsfelder playing very, very well for Homestead. And by my count, Homestead is on a 23-8 run right now, if my calculations are correct. They've been playing a lot better since Luke Goody returned from his injury, but Alec Grinsfelder playing very, very well for the Spartans. Currently has 8 points, the team's second leading scorer behind Zach Kruger, who has 14 points. Nice to see him have a good offensive game after he struggled in recent games.
Good to see Zach Kruger playing well with 14 points. Luke Goody still scoreless in this one, but just his presence coming back definitely made an impact. As the team looked a little demoralized when he left with an injury first.
For sure, even though he hasn't been able to hit his shot, he's kept trying, putting a lot of effort out there on the court. Just can't seem to find his shot tonight, but it's his presence out there, as you mentioned, just helped his Homestead team so much. He's the leader on the court, even though he hasn't scored at all. He just navigates and tells players where to go on the court.
It'll be East Noble ball out of the timeout. 4:35 left to go here in this third quarter of play. Homestead leading this one 32-23. Jones to run the point here for East Noble. He leads them in scoring with 9. Passes over to Ali on the left wing. Gets a screen from Bender, dribbles into the free throw line, kicks it back out to Jones right side. Takes it in left elbow, drives loop, and he's fouled before the shot. This one will be called. Not too sure. This one will be called against Zach Bratmiller. That'll be his first of the game, just the team's first this half. Jones inbounds it to Bender in the right corner. Over to Ali now, right side. Tries to feed the post. He gets it into Cox. His shot off the glass, up and in. Grinsfelder went for the steal, and Cox was able to get a layup as a result. 32-25 Homestead, 4:08 left in the third. Kruger with it at the midcourt logo now. Hands off to Bratmiller. Over to Loomis now. He dribbles in, kicks it to Kruger. He has it. Steps back out. Cross-court pass to Goody now. Bratmiller with it left corner. Feeds the post to Grinsfelder. He has it left block. Is up and under, shot off the glass, up and in. Alec Grinsfelder up to 10 on the game. It's 34-25 Homestead, 3:40 left to go here in the third. East Noble ball. Jones has it now, gets it over to Dixon. Ali now with it, top of the key, drives in on Goody. A mid-range jumper up, too short. Goody rebounds it for Homestead. It's their ball, 3:28 left in the third, up 9. Kruger other end has it left wing, passes to Goody between the circles. Over to Loomis, left corner, thinks about it, gets a screen from Kruger. Picks up his dribble now. Over to Grinsfelder, top of the key. Thinks about a three. Instead passes over to Kruger on the right side. Drives in on Bender kicks it out to Bratmiller. Over to Loomis, left wing. Dribbles in. A mid-range shot up. No good. Grinsfelder, the offensive rebound. His shot off the glass. No good. And Cox has the rebound for East Noble. Homestead up 34-25, 2:55 left in the third. Jones with it on the right wing. Ali now with it right block. Posting up on Goody. His shot inside. No good. Goody the rebound. And a foul called on Ali. So Luke Goody hasn't scored in this one, but he's played some lockdown defense. And Ali.
For sure, Ali leads the team in scoring for East Noble. Nearly 17 points game. He currently has 4.
Smith and Overstreet set to check in for the Spartans. Trent Loomis and Alec Grinsfelder head to the bench. Alec Grinsfelder playing another great game. Third straight game in double figures. Didn't expect to say that early in the year when he was really definitely a secondary scoring option. Kruger taking it up the court for the Spartans. Now 2:45 left in the third. Homestead up 34-25, looking to extend their lead here. Kruger dribbles in, picks up his dribble in the mid-range out to Goody, top of the key now. To Overstreet on the left wing. Kruger now with it, top of the key. He steps back out beyond the perimeter, gets a screen from Goody, crosses over, dribbles in left elbow, and hands off to Bratmiller beyond the arc. Hands off to Goody now. He steps into a 3 off the front of the rim. Smith knocks it out of bounds. No. East Noble recovers. It's Bender. He passes over to Ali. Got away with maybe a jump ball there. Ali has it right side now on the right wing, guarded by Goody. Gets a screen, crosses over mid-range, shakes it to the rim, dumps it off, and Cox lays it in. 34-27 Homestead, 2 minutes left to go here in the third. Kruger takes up the court for the Spartans. Now Overstreet with it right side. Goody with it on the right wing, passes to Kruger up top. Over to Overstreet left wing now. He dribbles in free throw line out to Kruger on the right wing. Drives to the rim. His layup off the glass, up and in. Zach Kruger with the aggressive drive. He's up to 16. It's 36-27 Homestead, 1:40 left in the third. Jones with it on the left wing into the post. Cox guarded by Smith. Picks up his dribble, kicks it out. Bender. He has it left side back to Cox inside. He's fouled. This one will be called on the floor on Will Smith, his second of the game. Don't want to give Brent Cox anything easy down there as he's kept East Noble in it to a certain degree, 8 points in this one. 36-27 Homestead, 1:31 left in the third. Knights to inbound underneath their own basket. It's Jones. Tries to find someone here. He gets it into Ali underneath the basket. A fadeaway jumper up off the glass, no good. Goody loses it out of bounds, so stay with East Noble. Couldn't corral the rebound there. And it'll stay with East Noble with 1:25 left in the third. Homestead up 36-27. It'll be Jones to inbound the ball underneath his own basket, so a break there for East Noble. He gets it in to Dixon, over to Ali up top, drives in on Goody. Spins around, kicks out to Bender. His 3 on the right wing, up and in. Michael Bender with his first points of the game, 36-30. Homestead, 1:15 left here in the third. Kruger to take it up the court here for the Spartans. He crosses the timeline on the right side now. Over to Smith, left side, gets it to Bratmiller. Mid-range, he has it. Dribbles out beyond the arc and passes to Overstreet at the logo. Cross-court pass to Kruger, back to Overstreet, top of the key. Dribbles in. He has it on the right wing now. Passes over to Kruger at the midcourt logo. 45 seconds left. Homestead up 36-30. They have it here. 40 seconds left. Kruger's holding it. Passes over to Overstreet. 38 seconds left to go here. He has it left side now. With it top of the key. He dribbles in. Back out to Kruger on the right wing. 30 seconds left. He steps back out near midcourt here. 25 seconds left here in the third. Homestead up 36-30. They have the ball. Kruger dribbles it left side. 20 seconds left now. 15 seconds left. Kruger still dribbling. Crosses over. He has at the Spartan logo. 10 seconds left. Gets a screen from Smith. Over to Bratmiller, left wing. 7 seconds. He dribbles in. Kicks out to Overstreet. Mid-range jumper. No, he dumps it to Kruger, who lays it in. A beautiful find by Overstreet, and Homestead will head into the final quarter of play, up 38-30. And what a solid all-around performance from the Spartans in that quarter.
For sure, they currently lead by 8 points right now. Heading to the fourth quarter, this is a very, very good East Noble team. Only 2 losses on the season, just like Homestead. Both teams 16-2 overall, both ranked in the top 15 in Class 4. It's a very evenly matched game for both teams. But Homestead currently with the 8-point advantage. They played better on offense in that third quarter compared to in the first quarter. They only scored 9 points. I believe they had 13 in that third quarter alone. Zach Kruger really stepping up for the Spartans, currently leading all scorers with 18 points.
And right now, we've seen the top players for each team, Luke Goody and Ali sort of neutralize each other on the defensive end. As Ali scored 4 points, Luke Goody scoreless in this one. They both sort of shut each other down.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking. You mentioned Ali 4 points, Goody 0 in this one. I was thinking they just kind of cancel each other out. They're both guarding each other, not really letting each other score. Both playing very, very good defense on each other, just not playing the greatest of offense.
38-30 Homestead heading into this final quarter of play. Homestead being led by Zach Kruger right now. He has 18 points to lead all scorers. East Noble being led by Hayden Jones is 9 and Brent Cox is 8. Alec Grinsfelder also with 10 for the Spartans. And it will be Homestead ball out of the third quarter break. Up 38-30 here. Both teams heading out there now. Brett Miller gets it into Kruger in the backcourt to run the point here. Homestead with the 8-point advantage to start this final quarter of play. Kruger with it left side. Gets a screen from Smith. Passes it back to him, left corner. He takes a three. No good. Rebounded by Dixon. East Noble has it. Ali, other end, pushing it. He has it left wing, guarded by Overstreet. Goody now switches back onto him. 7:40 left here in the fourth. Gets a screen up top from Cox. Splits the double. Dribbles in, a foul called on Homestead. This one on Will Smith, so that'll be his third foul of the game. Just the team's third. 7:36 left in the fourth. Homestead up 38-30. East Noble ball here, inbounding on the left sideline. It'll be Bender. Gets the ball into Jones' left side. Jones, East Noble's leading scorer in this one. Bender with it, top of the key. Now back over to Dixon on the left wing. To Cox up top. Hands it off to Ali, guarded by Goody. He dribbles out between the circles now. Jones with it on the left side. Over to Ali on the right wing, guarded by Goody. Dribbles in, kicks out to Bender, right corner. His three is up, too strong. Cox, the offensive rebound for East Noble. Back out to Jones, he dribbles in. His floater up, no good, but he gets the offensive rebound. Out to Dixon, his three is up, in and out. Smith finally gets the rebound for Homestead. They have it with 6:58 left. Brett Miller, other end, he has it left wing. Homestead up 38-30, 6:54 left here in the fourth. Kruger with it on the left wing now. Gets a screen from Smith up top, over to Smith, left baseline. Back out to Kruger, beyond the perimeter. Over to Overstreet to Goody. Back to Smith, he has it left baseline, kicks out to Overstreet, top of the key, his three is up. No good. Ball knocked out of bounds off of Hayden Jones, and it'll stay with Homestead here as Alec Grinsfelder checks into the game for Will Smith, who heads out with 3 fouls. 6:35 left in the fourth. Homestead up 38-30. It'll be Brett Miller to inbound the ball underneath his own basket. He's had to pass it in here, looks to find someone. He gets it into Overstreet on the left wing. Gets a screen up top from Grinsfelder. He has it left wing now, dribbles in. Into Goody on the left block, guarded by Jones. A fadeaway jumper up, too short. Grinsfelder tips it out, and East Noble able to recover it. Jones with it, the other end here for the Knights. He has it left side. Takes it to the rim, a wild shot off the glass, no good. Goody the rebound. Kruger has it now, other end, Homestead. Grinsfelder takes it to the rim, dumps it off to Brett Miller. He dribbles back out beyond the arc. 6:05 left here in the fourth. Homestead up 38-30. Brad Miller has it near midcourt, passes over to Overstreet on the left side. Homestead with the 8-point advantage here, 6 minutes left. Overstreet dribbles in, kicks it out to Kruger. 5:53 left to go here in the fourth. Overstreet now with the left side. He has it on the left wing. Kruger with it at the midcourt logo now. 5:45 left in the fourth. Homestead up 38-30. Gets a screen from Grinsfelder, dumps it back to him. He dribbles in, gets stripped on the way up, but he's fouled. So Alec Grinsfelder, a 75% free throw shooter, will head to the line for 2 here, looking to extend the Homestead lead. A chance to make it the first double-digit lead of the game for the Spartans here.
And Grinsfelder himself already has 10 points in this one for Homestead.
And you got to love the way Homestead was able to eat a lot of clock there. And a game without a shot clock, and with an 8-point lead here in the fourth quarter, that's exactly what you got to do.
Sometimes you want a shot clock, sometimes you don't. Just depends on the situation, and this one it's good that there wasn't a shot clock.
Homestead eating a lot of time here as Trent Loomis is set to check into the game for Homestead. 5:40 left here in the fourth. The foul was called on Nate Dixon for East Noble. Grinsfelder's first free throw is up and in. Alec Grinsfelder with 11 points in this one. Trent Loomis checks into the game for Xavier Overstreet. 5:40 left here in the fourth. A second free throw coming for Alec Grinsfelder. This one is up And good as well. 12 points for the junior. 40-30 Homestead, their largest lead of the game. 5:38 left here in the fourth. Jones with it right side, hands it off to Dixon. Over to Ali between the circles now. Only 4 points in this one. It's Jones top of the key. He dribbles in, kicks it out left corner for Bender. His three is up, in and out. Grinsfelder the rebound for Homestead. They have it. 5:20 left here in the fourth. Kruger takes up the court for the Spartans. Now 5:15 left to go. Homestead with a 10-point advantage, looking to extend on that here. Gets a screen from Grinsfelder up top. He dribbles in. Mid-range, his jumper's up and in. Zach Kruger with 20. 5 away from his season high. 42-30 Homestead, 5 minutes left in the fourth as Jones has it right side for East Noble. Gets it over to Bender. Back to Jones on the right wing. Right block now Cox. Posting up on Grinsfelder. Draws a double. Passes it out. A bad pass, but Ali's able to recover. He has it up top now. Has it on the right wing. Passes over to Jones to Bender, left wing. Over to Jones on the right side. Feeds the post to Cox, right block. Dribbles in, and a foul will be called on the floor going against Trent Loomis. So that'll be Trent Loomis's second, I believe, of the game. 4:40 left here in the fourth. Homestead at 42-30. Jones to inbound the ball underneath his own basket here for the Knights. Gets into Bender, right corner, over to Ali now. Jones with it left side. Dribbles in on Brattmiller. Puts up a tough fadeaway jumper, too short. Cox the offensive rebound. His putback missed. A second chance, and he hits it. Brent Cox with a couple of chances there, and he has 10 in this one. 42-32 Homestead. 4:26 left to go here in the fourth. Homestead can't give up offensive rebounds like that.
Definitely not. They're only up by 10 points. East Noble for sure still in this. It's a pretty low-scoring game for both teams. East Noble especially 32 points right now. They average about 58 or so on the season. Homestead, they're closer to their season average. They have about 56 or so, but still East Noble is definitely in this one. About 4.5 minutes to go in the fourth quarter, only down by 10.
East Noble, pretty solid three-point shooting team as well. When they have the ball, who would you go to if you're the Knights?
Well, I would say either go down to Brent Cox down underneath the basket. Ali has not really played well for East Noble. Luke Goody playing some very good defense on him. Ali only has 4 points. Or Hayden Jones, who currently has 9 points himself. A few other players have hit a few three-pointers, but I would say Cox or Jones are the main players to go to if you're East Noble.
It'll be Homestead ball out of the timeout. They lead 42-32. 4:26 left to go here in the fourth. East Noble now going to a full court press. This can cause some problems. Just ask Louisville. Brattmiller gets it into Kruger now. He has it back to Brattmiller. Crosses half court now. Passes to Loomis in the right corner. Thinks about feeding the post to Grinsfelder. Instead passes to Kruger on the right wing. 4:15 left in the fourth. Kruger dribbles in, steps back out beyond the arc. His cross-court pass to Loomis sails out of bounds. So it'll be Homestead ball here, or East Noble ball here, at 4:10 left in the fourth. Down 42-32, so a little bit of hope here for the Knights. Bender gets it into Jones. Crosses half court here. 4:07 left in the fourth. Jones has it up top. Pushes off on Grinsfelder, gets it over to Ali, top of the key. Drives in on Goody. Pushes into him, and a foul called on Goody. Ali just leaned into Luke Goody there and got bailed out with a trip to the line. So Ali initiates a contact, a chance to make it a single-digit game as Ali has 2 free throws coming. 77.8% free throw shooter on the year. 4 minutes left in the fourth. East Noble starting to cut into this lead a little bit. 2 free throws coming for Ali at the line. The first free throw is up and in. 5 points for the senior Akron commit. Not a good game for him. His season high came against Snyder when he had 26, so far from that. Second free throw good as well. 8-point game now, 42-34 with 4 minutes left. Brattmiller to inbound, gets it into Kruger. He's trapped now. Trapped in the corner, gets it over to Brattmiller. Pushes it across half court now. Gives it up to Loomis on the right wing. Back out to Kruger. Near midcourt, 3:50 left in the fourth. Homestead at 42-34. Goody with it left wing. Over to Loomis at midcourt now. He's holding it. Grinsfelder with it on the left wing. Goody now with it left baseline. Looks to drive. He does so. His shot off the glass. No good. Tipped around. Out of bounds. Off of Brent Cox. So he'll stay with Homestead. A break there. And it'll be Homestead ball with 3:30 left in the fourth. Up 42-34.
Luke Goody's still scoreless in this one.
It'll be Brattmiller to inbound the ball here. Homestead looking to hold on to win. East Noble cut into their 12-point deficit a bit here. Brattmiller tries to find someone, and he has to call a timeout, so didn't want to risk a turnover there, and they'll have to call Let's time out and talk things over with 3:30 left in the fourth. And does it feel like East Noble's got a bit of momentum here?
For sure, they were down by 10 with exactly 4 minutes to go. They're only now down by 8 with 3.5 minutes to go. I don't know, 2 points every 30 seconds is going to cut it, but East Noble definitely cutting into this Homestead lead. It's a very low-scoring game, which I think favors East Noble right now if they want to go on a little bit of a run. Homestead likely not going to put up too many more points in the final 3.5 minutes of this game, but if you're East Noble, Ali just made a couple of free throws. Continue to go down low, draw some fouls, and make some free throws.
If you're Homestead, you just keep passing the ball around the perimeter here?
Well, that's something that I would not like them to do when you're looking at the game of basketball, but I think it's a smart thing to do right now if you're them. Just don't really attack the basket, try to run some time off the clock.
3:30 left here in the fourth. It'll be Homestead ball out of the timeout underneath their own basket. They lead 42-34. Homestead, the number 12, actually number 9 ranked team in Class 4A. East Noble, number 15. Brett Miller to inbound the ball. Tries to find someone. He passes it over to Grinsfelder in the backcourt here. Over to Goody across the timeline now, guarded by Ali. Gets it over to Kruger at midcourt now. Dribbles into the left wing, passes to Grinsfelder, now left corner. So Loomis top of the key, over to Goody now on the right side. 3:15 left in the fourth, Homestead up 8. Cross-court pass to Loomis on the left wing here. He has it between the circles now. Drives in on Bender, steps back out and takes it beyond the arc. Passes over to Brett Miller, right side now, 3 minutes left. Picks up his dribble and gets it to Grinsfelder now near midcourt. Over to Kruger now, 2:55 left in the fourth. He dribbles in on the right side now, guarded by Jones. Behind the back dribble, picks up his dribble. He's trapped a bit and gets it to Grinsfelder, right corner. He drives in. His pass is stolen by East Noble. It's Dixon. Over to Jones, other end. He drives into the hoop. His shot off the glass, no good, but he's fouled. Hayden Jones will head to the free throw line for 2, so East Noble starting to cut into this lead here. A chance to make it a 2-possession game at the line.
These free throws are huge if you're East Noble right now. They're about a 70% free throw shooter on the season or so, but these are huge if they want to have any chance at winning this one.
So a sloppy play there. A couple of turnovers for Homestead, giving East Noble some life. Hayden Jones, 64% free throw shooter with 2 at the line here. The first one is good, 4 for 4 at the line on this one. Just a 7-point game now, 42-35 Homestead, 2:40 left in the fourth as Xavier Overstreet checks into the game for Homestead. East Noble fans upset about something. Overstreet checks into the game for Trenton Loomis. Another free throw coming for Hayden Jones. 2:40 left in the fourth. Homestead up 42-35. East Noble a chance to make it a 2-possession game here. Free throw coming for Hayden Jones. This one is up and good. 11 points for Hayden Jones. 42-36 now. Brett Miller to inbound. Gets it into Overstreet. He's trapped a bit here. Gets it over to Kruger. And Goody somehow recovers it for Homestead. Over to Overstreet across half court now. 2:30 left here in the fourth. Overstreet with it on the right wing. He dribbles in. And a foul called on East Noble. This one going against Michael Bender, I believe. So it'll be Homestead ball. 2:25 left here in the fourth. Homestead up 42-36. Allow the ball underneath their own basket. Just 14 fouls on East Noble in this one. Brett Miller to inbound. Gets it in to Grinsfelder near midcourt. Hands it off to Overstreet left side to Kruger between the circles. He has it left side, passes over to Overstreet. In the left corner, he dribbles in, loses the ball, knocked out of bounds off of East Noble, so it'll stay with Homestead here, a lucky break. Homestead right now, very sloppy. 2:14 left in the fourth, they lead 42-36, had a 12-point lead, up 42-30, haven't scored since. So, bit of a slump for Homestead. Brett Miller to inbound here. He gets it in to Grinsfelder, right corner, over to Overstreet now. Back to Kruger at the midcourt logo. 2:05 left here in the fourth. Homestead up 6. Kruger dribbles in. And a 3 seconds, I believe, called on Alec Grinsfelder. So another turnover for Homestead. East Noble a chance to make it a 1-possession game with a 3. 2:01 left in the fourth. So Homestead looking like they might be collapsing a bit here. Jones takes up the court for the Knights. 2 minutes left in the fourth. Homestead at 42-36. Ali with it on the left wing. Over to Cox, into Ali, right baseline. He's posting up on Goody. Dumps it off, and is stolen by Grinsfelder. And over the back will be called here on Michael Bender. So a good defensive play by Alec Grinsfelder. Draws the foul on East Noble. Minute 47 left in the fourth. Homestead to inbound the ball. And East Noble going to this press, looking to cause some problems. They can do that with their length. Brad Miller to inbound, gets it into Grinsfelder. Passes back to Brad Miller. Picks up his dribble now. He's trapped. And a timeout called by Homestead. So they'll talk things over here. A minute 42 left here in the fourth quarter of play. Homestead up 42-36. And what's the game plan here of your Coach Johnson?
Well, you obviously like to try to get it inbound, get it across the court. Maybe just hold until East Noble fouls you. You want a good free throw shooter at the line if you're Homestead. Zach Kruger, Lou Good, even though he struggled, he still has a decent free throw percentage. Will just make East Noble foul you. You don't want to give the ball away to them. It's only a 2-possession game, so a three-pointer could make it a 3-point game if you are the Knights. Homestead, you got to be really careful inbounding this ball here. Make sure you get it in, and make sure you get it across half court.
No turnovers here, but that's easier said than done as Homestead's turned the ball over quite a bit. Uncharacteristic of them, only averaged 7.6 turnovers per game. Very good mark right there. Homestead ball out of the timeout here. Minute 42 left in the fourth. They lead 42-36. It'll be Brad Miller to inbound here in the backcourt on the right sideline, about midway up. East Noble with the full court press. Brad Miller tries to find someone, gets it into Kruger, well into the backcourt. He's trapped on the baseline, and a timeout called by Homestead. East Noble fans thought he stepped out before the timeout, but Homestead was able to get it called. So once again, they'll talk things over here.
East Noble has really stepped up on defense the past couple minutes or so. I believe Homestead hasn't even scored a single point for about 2.5 minutes. East Noble playing very well right now, forcing Homestead to call another timeout. I believe that's the third timeout called in the past couple minutes.
Homestead up 42-36 right here. Minute 38 left to go here in the fourth. Homestead looking to hold on here, but it's been tough. They were up 42-30 with a little over 4 minutes left. 42-36 now. They haven't done a bad job on defense, but the offense, they've really struggled, and they've just turned the ball over nonstop.
For sure, and you mentioned they only averaged 7.6 turnovers per game, which is very good. East Noble about 10 turnovers per game, so a little bit more than Homestead, but both these teams really don't turn the ball over too much, and East Noble just forcing some turnovers at the right time. Homestead having a lot of pressure on them, needing to call some timeouts to avoid having the turnover.
Homestead burning up a lot of timeouts right now. Getting trapped in the backcourt. East Noble's press working very well. Their defense playing some great ball right now, but East Noble's got to start hitting some shots. Just 36 points in this one. And we've seen this a lot against where Homestead's opponents unable to score. East Noble averages 58 a game on the year, just 36 in this one. It'll be Brad Miller to inbound on the baseline here. Homestead needs to get it across half court. They had to burn some timeouts here. Brad Miller looks to inbound it, gets it into Overstreet. He's trapped immediately, but breaks that. Crosses half court here. Slows things up and gets it to Brad Miller. Minute 30 left in the fourth. He has it near midcourt, guarded by Ali. And they will call a foul on Ali, I believe. So that'll be the 16th foul on East Noble. One more, and Homestead will be shooting free throws. 75% on the year as a team, so a very respectable mark. Homestead, one of the areas they excel, a very fundamental team. Brad Miller to inbound it. Gets it in to Overstreet right corner now. Minute 25 left, Homestead up 42-36. It's their ball. Overstreet with it near midcourt, a minute 20 left here in the fourth. Dribbles in on Bender. Has it underneath the basket, passes over to Grinsfelder. A loose ball, and Goody recovers it. He has it right side. A cross-court pass to Kruger now. Guarded by Jones. Dribbles around to the midcourt logo. Gets a screen from Goody. Steps back out. Passes over to Grinsfelder left corner, and he will be fouled by Brent Cox. So Alec Grinsfelder will head to the free throw line for a 1-and-1 here. Grinsfelder, 12 points in this one. A very solid free throw shooter. But the way things have been going for Homestead these last couple minutes, wouldn't be surprised if he missed.
He's got to make at least one of these two to make it a 3-possession game.
Got to hit the first one here. Big here in a 1-and-1. A minute left exactly here in the final quarter of play here from Homestead High School. Homestead up 42-36, looking to advance to 17-2 on the year. Grinsfelder comes up clutch and knocks down the first free throw here as Trent Loomis checks into the game for Homestead. Xavier Overstreet heads to the bench. 43-36 Homestead, a minute left in the fourth. Grinsfelder with another free throw coming here. This one is up short off the front of the rim. Jones with the rebound for East Noble. Pushes it across half court here, 55 seconds left in the fourth. Over to Ali on the left wing. Dribbles in on Goody, spins around, kicks it back out to Dixon. He takes a three and nails it. Nate Dixon hits the three, 43-39 Homestead now. 46.6 left in the fourth, and what a big shot for Nate Dixon there. Makes it a 4-point game with 46 seconds left.
That was a huge three-pointer right there for East Noble by Nate Dixon, the 6-foot junior guard. Not the tallest players out there, but does average 10 points per game. I believe that was his 49th three-pointer made on the season to cut it to a 4-point game. 46 seconds to go. Homestead, they're going to have to inbound. I don't have too many timeouts left. I'm not even sure how many they have, probably one or less than that. They just got to get it inbound.
Got to get it across half court. A 1-and-1 still here for Homestead. A very good free throw shooting team. A big miss from Alec Grinsfelder there. It's a 4-point game now. East Noble, are you fouling pretty quickly, or you wait to see if you can get a turnover?
Well, you would obviously want to try to force their turnover. They've done well in forcing Homestead to call a timeout after they nearly got a steal or force a Homestead turnover. But I think you wait 5 or so seconds, and if you don't get a turnover, that by then you try to foul Homestead, try to get in the hands of someone who isn't really a good free throw shooter, although pretty much everyone on this Homestead team is a good free throw shooter. But if you're East Noble, you would probably want to get in the hands of Xavier Overstreet, just a 50% free throw shooter on the season.
Homestead led 42-30 with a few minutes left, up 43-39 now, so doing everything they can to hold on to that 12-point lead they gained. East Noble really fighting to come back. Brad Miller to inbound here for the Spartans. He gets it into Kruger now. He's trapped, gets it back to Brad Miller, over to Goody now, pushes it across half court. He has it left corner. He's trapped. A cross-court pass to Overstreet, 37 seconds left, and he's fouled, so Overstreet heads to the line for a 1-and-1. Only 4 of 8 from the line on the year, so not really who you want if you're a Homestead. Xavier Overstreet, not much experience at the free throw line. The seniors got to hit some big ones here. Still just a 1-and-1. Homestead up 43-39, 36.6 left in the fourth. First free throw's up, too strong. And Grinsfelder takes it away. Back to Overstreet, over to Brad Miller now. Goody has it, and he's fouled by Hayden Jones, so Cox had the rebound for East Noble. And what a play by Alec Grinsfelder. Once again, just ripped it out of his hands. Didn't get a jump ball, just a clean strip from Grinsfelder, and Homestead in a great position to win.
Lou Goody at the free throw line, still 0 points. This one, the only Homestead player that has not scored.
73% free throw shooter on the Euro, still a 1-and-1. First free throw's up and in. A big free throw there from Luke Goody, his first point of the game. Really struggled on the offensive end. This one hasn't really tried to force it. Instead, focused more on the defensive end, where he shut Ali down pretty well. Second free throw for Goody, hits the front of the rim and falls. 45-39 Homestead, 30 seconds left. Jones with it other end. He has a right side guarded by Brad Miller. Passes over to Bender. He takes a three up top. Too strong. Rebounded by Jones. Steps back out. A fadeaway three-pointer. He's fouled. Missed it. But Hayden Jones was fouled. So 3 free throws here. Was just a 64% free throw shooter heading into this game, but he's hit all 5 in this one. So not a good play there. 17.7 seconds left. Homestead at 45-39. 3 free throws coming for Hayden Jones here. The junior guard leading the team with 11 points in this one.
And that three-pointer there by Jones that nearly went in as well, so a chance at a 4-point play, no good.
He hits the first free throw here, a chance to cut it to a 1-possession game. So East Noble still fighting back into this one. Xavier Overstreet set to check in for the Spartans. Second free throw up. This one, no good. So he wanted to have that, a chance to make it a 1-possession game with that one, as Xavier Overstreet checks into the game for Trent Loomis. One more free throw coming for Hayden Jones here. 12 points on the night, averages 9.9 on the season, 17.7 left in the fourth. Third and final free throw is good. Homestead at 45-41, 17 seconds left. Overstreet with it other end. He has it right wing. And he's fouled. The 10th team foul on East Noble, so 2 free throws coming here for Homestead as they're in the double bonus. Xavier Overstreet just 4 of 9 on the year, but still, you got to hit at least one here.
Got to hit at least one. They're only up by 4. There's still a little bit of time for East Noble. 12.7 seconds left.
Homestead at 45-41, 12.7 seconds left. Xavier Overstreet with 2 free throws coming here. Homestead in the double bonus. First free throw is good. Big free throw there for the senior guard, averaging 3.4 points per game, so he's been a good contributor off the bench. It's a big one there. 46-41 Homestead. Second free throw good as well as Trent Loomis checks back into the game for Overstreet. 6-point lead for Homestead is 47-41, 12.7 seconds left here in the fourth. Bender inbounds it to Jones here, guarded by Brett Miller. He picks it up now, dribbles, takes a deep three-pointer, nearly banks it in. Cox the offensive rebound, gets it swatted away by Grinsfelder. Ali back out to Jones, his three-pointer up and in with about a second left. Aiden Jones hits the three to make it a three-point game. But with just a second left, this comeback is very unlikely.
You would say just get it inbound. Don't even care where you are. 0.9 seconds. They're going to have to foul really quickly if they are able to get it. Or if they are able to foul, they're going to have to do it really, really quick. Only 0.9 seconds left.
Aiden Jones making this game very close down the stretch. They add a little bit of time. It's 1.2 seconds left here. Homestead up 47-44. Double bonus, however. East Noble here. They're probably going to have to steal the ball somehow on the inbound and get a three off.
For sure, it's going to be a crazy sequence. They're going to have to do something really miraculous if they want to come back.
If you're Homestead, just got to avoid a 5-second call here. Just pass it in, pass it off of someone. Do something. Just don't pass it into East Noble beyond the arc.
Just maybe throw it at an East Noble player that is unaware. Just let it bounce off of him, let time run out. I don't think Homestead's going to do that, but that could be an interesting strategy.
Well, if you can't find anyone, that might be the way to go. Just throw it off their leg. You know, it goes right back out of bounds. They'll eat some time. So Homestead will head out there. 1.2 seconds left. They'll inbound on the baseline. East Noble obviously in a press here. Probably will foul immediately. Might even get it fouled before they get the ball in. Brett Miller to inbound here for the Spartans. Tries to find someone. Gets it into Goody, and he's fouled immediately. About a half second left, so 2 free throws coming for Luke Goody. Just got to knock down one here, make it a 4-point game. And a 5-point game would all but seal it.
For sure, you would even think just one would probably seal this one up, only 0.5 seconds left.
And with 0.5 seconds left, even none would probably seal it. Homestead with a 47-44 lead over East Noble at home. Half a second left here. Homestead set to advance to 17-2 on the year. Goody's first free throw is up and in. Third point of the game, all coming at the free throw line. 48-44 Homestead, a half second left here in the fourth. Goody, another free throw coming. This one up, and that one good as well. So East Noble will inbound it down 5, doesn't matter. And Homestead wins this one, 49-44. A hard-fought victory for Homestead. We're able to pull away a bit with a 12-point lead late in the fourth, but East Noble was able to fight back and make it very interesting.
For sure they were. Homestead, you mentioned they had a 12-point lead. East Noble was able to cut it to a few points. They cut it to a 1 and 2 possession a couple of times, but Homestead, they got quite a bit of pressure down the stretch. They had to call about 2 or 3 timeouts in the final 2 minutes or so, but they somehow hold on for the 5-point win over a very, very good East Noble team. That's just their 3rd loss on the season. It snaps their 13-game winning streak. They haven't lost since, I believe, very early in December. Homestead, they pick up a huge win over a very good East Noble team.
A very big win for Homestead. Great win. Luke Goody left early with the injury, came back, only finished with 4 points, but Zach Kruger really carried the load for the Spartans.
For sure, we said this quite a few times earlier on. He had only scored 4 total points in his previous 2 games combined. He had 20 points in this one. I got to be honest, I was getting a little bit worried about Goody and Kruger really struggling on offense. Both of them, we've seen when one of them has an off game, the other can carry the load, and that's exactly what happened in this one. Kruger led all scorers with 20 points, 5 off his season high when that came against New Haven on the road, but Zach Kruger, a very good performance for the Spartans in this one.
And early in the year, Homestead was mainly carried by Zach Kruger and Luke Goody, but lately some of the unsung heroes have stepped up. Primarily Alec Rinsfelder, 13 points in this one, and we saw him make some great plays, not even recorded in the point totals that really helped them win. For example, stealing the ball away from Brent Cox off the rebound late to give Homestead the ball back.
Well, Grinsfelder was one of the best defenders on this Homestead team from the very start of the year. His offensive game was not quite up to par with some of the other players, such as Goody and Kruger, as you mentioned, but he's really stepped up his offensive game. They've just been feeding him the ball a lot more, not just down low. We've seen him take a few 3-pointers, a few deep 2-pointers the past few games. He had 13 points in this one. His average is only 6.7 points, but if you take about the past 10 games or so, I'm sure it's right around the double-digit mark. He's been playing very, very well the past few weeks for Homestead.
And do you have a scoring summary for this one?
To lead Homestead in scoring was Zach Kruger, who had 20 points. Alec Grinsfelder had 13. Xavier Overstreet had 5. Luke Goody had 4 points all in the final minute or so, all coming at the line. He really struggled in the first half. Will Smith had 3 points. Trent Loomis, surprisingly, only had 2 points. He's someone who led the team in scoring. I believe a couple of games ago he had 17 points, only 2 in this one. Zach Bradmiller also had 2 in this one for the Spartans. Moving on to the losing team, East Noble, now to lead the team in scoring. Hayden Jones had 16 points. Brent Cox had 10. Ali Ali, the team's leading scorer coming into this one, averaged about 17 points per game, only scored 6 points, was shut down by Luke Goody. Nate Dixon also had 6 for the Knights. Gage Ernsberger and Michael Bender each had 3.
And who would you call your most Southwest Grill hungriest player of the game?
Well, I'm going to do something quite shocking. I'm going to give it to Alec Grinsfelder. He had 7 fewer points than Zach Kruger, only had 13 in this one, but he made so many key defensive plays down the stretch in the final few minutes of that fourth quarter that really sealed the win. So many offensive and defensive rebounds. You mentioned he stole the ball a couple of times away from East Noble when it had clearly had possession. He just made some huge plays down the stretch for the Spartans to lead them to this win.
And we hope that you join us Friday as the Homestead Spartans travel north to take on arch rival Carroll. Tip-off for that game is scheduled for 7:30, but get there early. It's sure to be a packed house. We want to give a quick thanks to some of our sponsors, including Casa Ristorante, Moe's Southwest Grill, Arby's at Coventry, and Marco's Pizza, Illinois, and Scott Road. We also want to give a very special thanks to Andy Dunn back in the studio for pushing the right buttons, along with on-site producer Adam Schenkel for taking care of the arena technology. Once again, your final score is Homestead 49, East Noble 44. For Matt Salfrank, I'm Donnie Harmon. Thank you for listening to another presentation of Homestead Spartan Basketball on the Point 91 FM. We will see you Friday night as we say goodnight from Homestead High School.